What's up, YouTube MMA fans? Here doing something I haven't done yet, but figured I might as well jump on the bandwagon and do it too. Post fight for Ultimate Fight Night 11, and wow, I gotta say, one of the better events I've seen this year. It was action packed. All the fights were great. I had no complaints about any of the fights, and it was just a great card, and it was free. So should have watched it if you had the chance. But as for the prelim fights, Dustin Hazlett beat Jonathan Goulet by an armbar. Thiago Alves beat Kuniyoshi Hironaka by a submission, verbal submission due to kicks. Gray Maynard knocked out Joe Verez in 9 seconds. Cole Miller defeated Leonard Garcia by unanimous decision. I got that one wrong. I also got the Hazlett fight wrong, so those are the only two I got wrong. Luke Kumo, as I said, beat El Alberto by strikes. Okay, now to the cards we did see. Nathan Quarry versus Pete Sell. Nate Quarry coming off his surgery and making his return, and boy, let me tell you, I was really happy to see him back. And right from the get-go, that fight was a slugfest. They were swinging, Nate was landing, Sell was landing. The commentary didn't work in the first round, but yeah, I really had no problem with that. Actually, it was quite entertaining. Sell scoring a takedown in the first, again in the second, taking down Quarry. Give the first round to Sell. The second round was very close, but I also gave it to Sell. When third round came out, I kind of said to myself, well, Quarry better finish this fight if he's hoping to win. In the third, I didn't count Quarry out, but I was wondering how he was gonna, make anything happen in this fight, because once again, Sell was landing, and then Nate just dropped him and stopped. He waved his hand, motioned for him to get up if he could. Sell didn't respond. He gave him one more, and Sell was out. So good for Nathan Quarry. It's a good retribution for him, being he comes back and wins his first fight in highlight reel fashion. With people stating that the first fight, and I myself stated that maybe the first fight was stopped too early, but there's no questions about it this time, so good on Nathan Quarry, and I did predict him to win. Nathan Diaz versus Junior Asuncao, and another prediction I made correctly. And I don't mean to be bragging about it, just the last couple predictions videos I've had, I really sucked, and people were calling me a noob and shit like that, so I'm really happy to do good on this one. So anyways, this fight, they great ground fighting, both moving around very quickly on the ground, switches, reverses, slides. Not much to say. I just Nate Diaz did what I thought he would do, and slap on a submission. Junior really impressed me, and he seemed to be controlling the fight for a while there. But Nate got the guillotine, and Junior tapped. This is Chris Leben versus Terry Martin, and let me tell you, I jumped out of my fucking seat in joy and was yelling, and truth be told, my girlfriend was actually on my lap, and she wasn't feeling well, so she was sleeping. So when I jumped out of my seat and started yelling, it scared the shit out of her, so it was pretty funny. But onto the fight, Chris needing to get back on the winning ways, because this was pretty much it for him if he didn't win. Terry Martin, not a fan, never have been, but he fought a good fight too. He great takedowns, a few great takedowns. First round, both swinging, both landing in the first round. Second round, Leben going for a takedown near the end of the round, failing. Once again, both swinging, both landing. Terry getting the takedown. Chris trying to land the triangle, but just couldn't lock in his ankle under his back of his knee there. Not saying that Martin would have tapped, but you know, you could say kind of saved by the bell, because you know, definitely would have been something to see. Third round, both come out exhausted, and as I stated in my prediction video for this, it may come down to whoever gasses first. And you know, they both gassed in my eyes, but once again, both swinging, both landing. Levin throwing probably the slowest kick I've ever seen, followed by Martin's slowest takedown I've ever seen. But worked their way up. And kudos to Chris Levin. Martin nailed him. Puts his hands down and taunts him, which, you know, if you want to do that, you know, a lot of people have a problem with it, but personally, I don't really have a problem with it as long as it's not, you know, too, you know, severe. Like, you know, he stuck his hands out and was like, you know, come on, bring it on. And you know what? Chris did bring it on. Through big left hand, caught Martin. Martin was down, followed up with another large fucking punch, and excuse my language, I swear a lot, but and he was out. And you know what? Chris knew it was do or die, and that really came out. And like he said in his, you know, pre-fight interview, you know, sometimes a big shot to him is all it takes for him to get going, and that is true, because if you're a Chris Levin fan, or if you've seen his fight a few years ago with Mike Swick, you'll see that Swick landed 4 devastating punches before Chris knocked him out. And you know, good for Chris. I'm glad to see him back on the winning ways. I hope to see him back in there as soon as possible. He looked really good in this fight, you know, since he's been in Hawaii. He you know, he wasn't throwing too wild. He was picking his shots, and his footwork was improved, because you know, he in the past he's been guilty for sloppy footwork. But Chris, it's a good fight, man. I'm glad you're back on the winning ways, and I couldn't be happier for you. The main event, Kenny Florian versus Dean Thomas. I stated in my prediction video that I'm pulling for Ken Flo, but I think Dean will win. So I guess I'm kind of half wrong on that one. Couldn't be happier that Kenny Florian wins. I hope this puts him in line for a title shot, or whoever it may be, or you know, maybe a fight between Kenny Florian and, you know, Marcus Davis if he dropped down to 155, or Kenny Florian Spencer Fisher, or just a title shot. Kenny threw a lot of kicks, and you know, when Dean was down, Dean did a good job of kicking him away and putting him up. Dean shot in. Unfortunately, as seen in the replay, it looked like his knee buckled. Kind of looked like a hyperextension to my eyes, because I've done it before. But irregardless, Kenny Florian was able to capitalize on the situation through punches. A lot of people think it should have been stopped through the strikes. You know, if Dean was in any kind of trouble with the strikes, I'm sure he would have tapped out. Ken gets the hooks in, sinks the choke. You could kind of tell that Dean Thomas's leg must have been in some amount of pain, because he didn't really try to fight the choke. He kind of just tapped, but it was deep. Ken Flo had it, and I couldn't be happier for Kenny Florian. All in all, great card. UFC 76 is up next. I got a prediction video up for that, so check it out. You know, great card. Every fight finished except for one. Yeah, that's all I can say. Is it was a really great card. You know, I'm happy for Corey's return and the win. I'm happy that Chris is back on the winning ways, and Ken Flo, I hope he gets another title shot, because you know, I'd really like to see him with that belt. Although with the way things look, it'd probably more than likely be against BJ Penn. But hey, crazier things have happened, so you know. Until next time, guys, have fun, take care, and just keep enjoying MMA. Take it easy.